Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Let's see who's in here. We have Linda, who was here first. Thanks for joining, Linda. Michael Burkeen was here. Let's go scroll down. Linda again. Julie R. How you doing? Brian Reinhardt, who does not want to talk about the Conjuring House. Mrs. Boo.
I hope I'm in here.
Yeah, but she's joining in two different ways.
I know.
Yep, Brian's the one that didn't want the Conjuring House. Dotson, how you doing? Julie J.D., how are you?
Glenda.
Yeah, she's not well, and that's, hey, Joe, how you doing? Boo Berry. Michael Moss, how are you? Sue Mackey is here. How are you, Sue? Hey, Glenda. Hi, Carl. Where's the number? Geez, there's a lot of people here already. Candy, how you doing? Susan Victoria, how are you? Jerry's here. How's it going, Jerry? Jerry's our other member. Wisdom, how are you? So we are caught up to the bottom. So everybody's probably wondering what I have to apologize for.
Yeah.
It's a little clickbaity, but not really. Is my favorite word. That's what I'm going to apologize for. Hey, Anita, how you doing? Check. Is this? No. Hang. Give me a second, guys. I'm an idiot. Do that whole damn thing where we talking to the mics that aren't even
Maybe I
plugged
should
in.
have my headphones on so I can let you know if something happens.
Okay, can you guys still hear us? Let me know, please. What an idiot. So, like I said, it was a little clickbaity, but not really. I want to apologize because I have not been putting content out.
Make sure they can hear, because I'm not hearing you in the headphones like I usually do.
Okay, Julie says
yes,
she can hear us.
okay.
Okay. So, see, I have not been putting content out like I did when we started. Like, I did at least a video a week, sometimes more, and now it's like once every 3 weeks. I have not felt good for a while. I tend to hide it pretty decent, but I haven't felt real good. And lately, the last month or two, it's been really bad. Like, I'm getting dizzy, all this whatever. And I'm not going to sit here and cry the whole show, but just giving you a reason why I haven't been putting things out as quick as I'd like. But so went to the doctor, got blood work done.
No, actually, you went to a real doctor.
Yes. The doctor that I had up until last Wednesday, I'm not 100% sure he was a real doctor.
Because a lot of this might have been taken care of if he was going to a real doctor.
I mean, his doctor's office was a big building that didn't have heat. There were space heaters that heated his suite.
Yeah.
And there was no one else in the building.
He didn't even use computers.
Nope.
All his files were paper, and he didn't use a fax. No. So considering I work in the medical field, that was a big no. Yep. You need to switch.
He did hook me up though on the blood pressure thing, because my blood pressure last year was super high. But anyway, so they did the blood work, and I've got really, really, really high blood sugar and am diabetic. So that explains a lot of the dizziness and being tired, and I've just, like I said, I've felt like shit for a long time. But the last couple months it's been worse. So I want to get in, and due to the being tired all the time, you watch some of these videos and they're like the thought of, so I'm working on a project now. Our next video is going to be about Matt Rife with Overnight. And I've had this way before the Overnight drama kicked up. So, but I'm going to focus on the fact that Matt Rife was with them. And I've got some pretty funny ideas, to put in that video, but it's just been so hard to watch it to even react to it. Because it's some of these channels there. I mean, you guys know, but they're painful to watch. But I think a lot of you guys do what I do, is like, you don't really watch the channels. You watch when the debunkers react to the channels, because that's the only way you can sit through this crap. I got to catch up on some people too.
Yeah.
Hey, Cassie or Ron, whichever or both. Hello, Faith. Mike O is in the house. Anita, how you doing? I don't want to miss anybody. That's a big big
Say
fear of mine.
Mike.
Giselle, how are you? I thought I saw Glenda here.
Yep, Glenda's here.
Yep.
Mike.
Carl, I think I said hi to you, but if not, or if I did, who cares? Hello again. And that's another thing too. I've been like brain fog big time. I don't know if is that a symptom?
Yes.
Okay.
But what's even funnier,
so a lot of shit makes sense.
he still hasn't canceled his appointment with the old doctor because he's
scared
afraid.
too.
He's scared too. Because he thinks he's the last patient he has, because the only way he got into the doctor last time,
Sean, how are you?
Was because one of his patients died. And so there was an opening. So that's how he got him in so quick, because we just needed to get him into a doctor fast. And I didn't know the doctor at the time, but it was in our.
I wonder if that's true though, because I've seen him when he goes to do his schedule, and he does have a computer, but he only uses it for like scheduling and stuff, but it's all open. So I don't know. It was not a good situation.
He needs to get with the times. Well, and then of course I work for a big.
Raven, how are you?
I work for a big medical company here locally, but not, I mean, some people in other states may know who they are, but it's a big, and so we have multiple providers, like multiple different specialties. And I work for one of the specialists, but it's just.
But I've been one of those guys my whole life. Like last year was the first time I went to a doctor.
Since I've met you.
Years.
Since 2018, 2019. 2019 is the last time you went.
I don't know that I ever really went for a physical as an adult.
You got one when last year.
Yeah. He's got very big fingers too.
Yeah.
I should have picked a little Korean guy or something.
It was so funny because he was asking when we were scheduling the appointments after I scheduled and told him when he was coming.
Yeah,
he goes,
Brian, I need to do that.
He was like, yeah, oh yeah, that is on. Wait, should we give him the list of everything you have to do? We'll give him the list.
We got to keep the show under, we got to end it before midnight.
But no, it's not bad. So I have medical issues. And he's like, okay, he got done with me because we went to our appointment together. He's like, okay, we'll see you in a year. Since you got your endocrinologist, you got your cardiologist, we'll see you in a year. Everything seems to be okay. Just get a couple things, you're good. Mr. over here, he gets to him. He's like, oh, he starts going through his history. He's like, first thing right off the bat, he goes, you need to get a chest X-ray, or you need to get a CT scan since you smoke, and you need to quit. So he's all set up. He's just got to make the thing to quit. I bought him gum. I bought him the Nicoderm patches, because that's what our provider wants him to use, is the Nicoderm patches. We did make one big improvement right now. He went from drinking Coke to Coke Zero. That was the first step. So we're like, okay, but he also had to get a back X-ray, blood work, and he has to get a colonoscopy, and he has to go see a dermatologist. So
falling apart.
And I haven't even scheduled that one yet. I've been easy on that one because he's like, can I do just one a month? It's like, no.
Well, I wanted to do that one first because that one sounds like the easiest.
No, that one's not going to be. That's going to be the most expensive out of all of them.
Yeah, but he's not going to try and stick a camera.
He got away with the colonoscopy because we really need to do that because we really need to do a cancer screen on that because his mom did pass away from.
Yeah. And my grandma had it as well.
And from colon cancer.
PNC, how you doing?
So we really need to get those in. But unfortunately, because his blood sugar is so high, we can't do it yet. So we have to wait till that's in check. So,
yep.
So it's been very interesting with all the stuff. But if he was going to a real doctor before, he probably would have already ordered a lot of these things for him. Needless to say.
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't go to the doctor with him, so I don't know if he discussed them and he's like, yeah, I'll pass. I don't know. So.
No, he did say something like, he did want me to go back and get blood work for the sugar because he thought, he thought the reading was in error. It was really high.
It was high.
Ask for Wellbutrin.
That's what the doctor has recommended, but we're going to try the patches first before we go to the Wellbutrin.
Yeah, he did ask me if I wanted to do that. And I've heard, and I know it's different, but I've heard a lot of bad things about Chantix. I had a friend of mine that he said he was in such graphic, war nightmares. He was like, I got to get off this shit.
Yeah.
He says this is going to kill me quicker than the smoking. So
yeah, and I mean that's something because we've talked about, and actually I will say kudos, Jeff, because at one point
Hello,
he did get
Yolanda?
down because he smokes more than he should, but
Way more.
his smoking, he cut it in half and was doing amazing. And then we had an incident with his ex-wife, and then it went back right up. And so we haven't gone back down since then. So
yeah, but
oh, thank
you're
you,
getting
Blueberry. I just got,
compliments from
actually, if you
Blueberry.
can't tell, my hair is a little bit darker than it was. I just got it
Anna
colored.
Banana, how you doing?
And Baba.
Okay, we're gonna have to listen to the dog choir here for a minute.
And when I got it colored, it took a little bit
Glenda,
darker than we
how are
thought
you?
it was. So my hair's a little bit darker for now, but that's okay. Halloween season's coming up, so
Trying to.
I know everybody's just
Yeah.
kind of.
It's very good to see all you guys. I don't go live near as much as a lot of people.
We're working
And
on that too.
I want to do it once a week, but you know, I don't know. But I don't want to step on toes either. So it seems like Thursday night seems to be a good time slot. I don't know that anybody else that goes regular
we have
Thursday.
class coming up. Why is my
Oh,
cord
yeah.
so short?
Because I got the
Can we
headphones that
switch?
you. Yeah.
Because I'm getting like. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Sorry about that.
much better. I thought
Yeah.
they felt funny on my head.
That's it, Jerry. That's me in a nutshell.
Yeah. So, but Thursdays might not work because we do have classes starting soon for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So we might have to pick another day for those
Yep.
4 weeks and then go from there.
Yes, we are involved in. We do a fun ghost hunting 101 class for college, and we each do one of the 4 weeks and talk about our part. This time, I'm going to talk about debunking. This time around in the class, I've talked about. What have I? I've talked about a lot of stuff. Equipment,
about
fake
clergy.
I've gone over cases.
Yeah, fake.
Need some slack.
Doing some preparing for ghost hunts and that.
Ghost hunting versus paranormal investigation because they're completely different.
Yep, and I've actually done one on research, and then I did one on mediumship, and now I do one that's like what the roles between a medium and an investigator, what you have to do to separate those roles.
Hang on, one thing I do want to. So Cassie, let me know in the comments if you guys are doing something tonight, because we'll be sure and be done before you are. Because I know you usually, when you guys do stuff, you do stuff on Thursdays, and I haven't seen anything, but I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to step on people's toes when I do this. Hello, Bad Witch of the South. Okay. Let's see. We get a Chantix update. Welcome to Med Talk, everybody.
It's because somebody finally
Nauseous,
is getting
couldn't eat,
healthy.
depressed. Yeah, which is funny because it was developed as an antidepressant.
Yeah,
Chantix was.
Yeah.
So,
but that's funny because a lot of times the antidepressant medications,
hey Joe, how you doing?
You're on them, they actually cause like suicidal thoughts and things like that. So it's like you really have to watch, and any signs that something's not right, you have to talk to your doctor to get off of them.
We've got some people that have had experience with it, and none of it being positive.
And that's why we're trying to do the
DDT. How you doing?
Easy approach by trying to do it without taking any type of oral medications, with him trying to quit the smoking. So
and some of the shows I may not be following a lot of the channels too, so somebody may have a show and I just don't know about it on Thursday nights. But I know Kenny Biddle does Fridays. He's got those locked in pretty well. Laura from Raw Side Paranormal, she does Wednesdays, so Wednesdays are out.
Did you see Joe's in here?
Yep. Joe, how you doing? I'm actually gonna, well, no, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know if I have permission to. I'm just scrolling through the comments. How we talked about how to confess. Joe, this is YouTube. No one wants to hear that or see that. Like, people want dude and bro, and people want to see people pull string. Have you guys seen Crow's last video? Boo. God, she is such a brat when we do these shows. But he debunked the hell out of that. Remember that one I did the paranormal court on? That team Jasmine and
Oh
they're
yeah,
called
yeah,
Barrier
yeah.
Beyond. He caught them straight up pulling a string
Oh
on a
jeez.
curtain. Like that was a good debunk. Yep. So here's another Chantix review. I wonder if they even still prescribe that. Probably not.
I don't
It
know.
sounds like a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here, Carl. I mean, when I started, they were $1.25 a pack, and now they're 6 or 7 between there. It's crazy. The comments are going quick.
DD. Wait, are my No, they are actually. I actually worked for an eye before the job I have now. I worked for an eye doctor, and so I got like a free pair every year, and then only paid like $70 for a full new another pair. So right now, I think I currently have 7 pairs of glasses. So most like my favorites are the Calvin Klein. So most of them have the same style, but they're like different colors, and these are just a little bit bigger. But these are my Calvin Kleins. And then these are my my multifocals, but my single visions are all like the brighter colored ones I have. Those are all my single vision. But yeah, I have 7 pairs of glasses. So I even have like 3 pairs of sunglasses. So I flip flop my glasses around a lot.
Hey Sarah, how you doing? So before I get into it, because if you guys don't want to hear my thoughts on it, we won't even talk about it. We'll just avoid it because I don't want to say I'm getting tired of hearing about the Conjuring House, but because it's so crazy to me what's going on that like I do have one theory that I haven't heard anybody talk about, but if you guys don't want me to talk about it, then we won't. So I will let you guys dictate if we talk about that or not. Hello, Sarah. How you doing? And yes, that's the problem, Carl, is you have to want to quit. And like I want to quit. I know I need to quit, but I really don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, like our dog just absolutely freaks out every time we do a live
just
show.
charged the door to ring the bell. That was kind of
She is
funny.
such a turd. It is Boo from
It
Boo
looks like
Productions.
somebody asked me something.
Hey, Jeff and Dana, first time in your live. Cool.
Who's that?
Good to have you here, PNC Paranormal. Can't choose we. Oh, Jerry quit 20 years ago because he wanted to buy comic books instead. Yeah, you probably weren't saving any money there, Jerry. Does anybody watch the Paranormal Scholar program? I do not. Is that a serious program or is that another goofy YouTube channel? I know I've talked about this before, but we interviewed a guy. The show is called Parasense: The Naked Experiment. I'm pretty sure it's on Tubi, but it was a really, really cool experiment that they did with, they had people naked, but it's all blurred. There's a reason why they had them. It's not just that they're perverts and they want to put naked people in a building and hook their titties up to strings and stuff, but they hooked medical equipment up to them and different things and actually got data points to try and prove, the phenomenon when people say they get touched. And they actually captured some pretty interesting things. Data was fluctuating around them. And it's not REM pods, and it's not, the yes-no prism. It's not the spirit talker, but things were going off around them when they were saying they were touched, and they had all kinds of data. It's actual real scientist was involved and blah, blah, blah. But you guys should all go watch that documentary. It was really, really good. I can't think of the guy's name. You don't remember his name, do you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It was when I was with the Warren Foundation doing the Warren Files, but it is on my channel too, I think. Oh no, she's asking if you're an RN.
I am not. I am actually a scheduling coordinator for the office I'm in now.
She works for ProMedica, which basically
It's
owns
like
Toledo.
it's like huge.
Everything in Toledo is ProMedica.
Yeah, huge.
Do you have any idea? Oh, since you worked for an eye doctor,
I know I worked at an eye doctor. So
now hang on, we gotta preface this. She is not an eye doctor, so this is not.
I'm not an eye doctor, but I worked as a manager for the call center for primary care eye care, and then for surgical eye care. And usually if you have a cloudy eye, you may have a cataract.
I'm gonna have to. So sounds like the Paranormal Scholar might be a real show. Is that on YouTube, Brian? I'm writing this down. I'm gonna be like Kenny Biddle and write this down and actually look into it. I like when Kenny does that. And he actually does look into it too, because he'll put updates out on questions people ask. So kind of funny. It's not funny, it's actually professional, which is unlike anything we got going on here. Gibbs Nathaniel, how are you? Getting down to the bottom. And again, if anybody has any questions, go ahead. So we've got a couple of people that watch that show. I think I just asked this, but let me know if that's on YouTube or if it's a TV
somebody
show.
actually did it. I say something at work and asked me if I watched that, and I'm like, no, I have not watched
I've never
that.
heard of
so, yeah.
Dana's too busy watching Sam and Colby.
Whatever.
Just kidding. She absolutely watches none of the YouTube stuff. Absolutely none of it.
Unless something something gets my attention, I will. But for the most part, I don't watch, because one of us has to keep the sanity of all the. So this is my news source for the drama and all the stuff going on in the paranormal world.
And it has been kicking off.
Yeah. And then usually
like
if he says something, it's like, oh my gosh. And like, then I will start watching stuff, but I don't even watch. I have such bad ADHD. Sometimes I can't watch a whole thing. So.
Yeah, see, Linda's in the same boat I am. And it's you probably like me, like you really want to quit, you know you need to, but you just it's been something I've done since I was 14.
Yeah. Well, we've even suggested the hypnotherapy, because one of my sister's brother-in-law did it, and he code boom done after he did it. So we said even doing that possibly. So we're just trying everything before we go on to the Wellbutrin and things like that.
Okay. She must be talking about that naked experiment one. It was interesting. It was something completely different than most paranormal content out there. It was good. We interviewed him about it too, and it's in the archive stuff. It's on the channel. So nice, cool guy to talk to. He didn't have the actual scientist on with him though, which I wanted that guy to be on. But that guy, like, he's a real scientist and hard to get a hold of. He don't have time to do little boo channel.
Side Eye is here.
Side Eye guy's here?
Yes, he is.
Hello, Seg. How are you doing? And I think it was Seg too that had correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Side Eye guy interviewed somebody that did a real experiment at a location for like over a year. I don't know if it was Side Eye guy or somebody else. I'm pretty sure it was him. So there is real paranormal stuff going on. It's just, who wants to watch a dude sit in a chair for a year like this? You know, and not really I don't even know that they were asking questions and things like that. They were just collecting actual data and then going over it. Anna Banana, how are you? I don't know if you were in here earlier. Okay, what's this? You know what, Jeff? I quit. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. It does stress you out, the quitting process.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm not going to smoke. I'm going to go for 2 hours. And then if you have one in an hour and a half, you're like, shit, I ruined it. Might as well start. It puts a lot of pressure on.
Because you even said that you want to try, what you're going to do to start with that slowing down is he's only going to smoke outside. Because this is funny too. I used to have a rule.
I'll probably cut in half if I do that.
In the house, no smoking in the house. Then I felt bad for him. So I was like, only in your office. So, but I will say he only smokes in the office, and sometimes
and we have a vent fan.
Yeah. And in the office, we have a vent fan, but sometimes I'm like, did you go outside? And he's like, yeah, why? I can smell the smoke. So if it's not in this front room, I mean, I can literally smell where he's been in the house if he's smoking. But we even put a basket by the back door, so it's opposite of the office. So if he wants to go smoke, he's literally going to have to get up, and there's a little basket by the door so he can have his cigarettes in his. So if he decides he wants to go out there, he can go out there and smoke. But
so
it has to be his time frame of when he's ready.
So Brian, yes, I have heard of the Lindley Street haunting, and the Nesper recently had a guy on. The guy's name was Joe King, and he was trying to say that he was a big part of that story. However, it turns out that that whole thing may not have been honest. Like he may be making that up. The guy also had some other problems. Truth or Demons podcast, she did a fantastic couple episodes on that, and like totally debunked that guy. So yeah, go check that out. That's a really, really good channel. Hey Camber, how you doing? Yeah, pretty much we just go from live to live. Okay, Joe must be, man, I must be way far behind. Joe said it's been crazy. It has been crazy. And I know, Joe, I liked your post about the Conjuring house last night. I think you're right. We need to stop making comments about her and just, it's fair to inform people what she's doing, but I think a boycott of the Conjuring house is probably the best course of action, and to definitely don't go over to their page and make comments and things like that, because she really seems like something is not right. And I mean, I hope she gets help. I really do.
So Blueberry said something.
Like way down here.
I don't know where.
Who needs reality? Yeah, exactly. It's like the Real Housewives of the Conjuring house. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there.
Oh yeah, it's way down there, because that's SAG right there.
Joe Frankie used to work for Ed and Lorraine Warren, and so he's familiar with some of their cases, and so he's saying that he's looking into revisiting the Lindley Street haunting, and he lives in Connecticut, so it's quite convenient. Hey, side-eye guy.
Yeah, Blueberry was saying something about this. This house being not smelling. I will tell you, our house does not smell like smoke.
Yeah, because like I said, we have a vent fan.
Yeah, we have a vent fan, so it pulls it right out. But also, we have air things throughout the whole house. So, and I have spray stuff in that, so it doesn't smell at all in our house.
Yeah, so Brian's seen that documentary too. What they did was they took people to like well-known, supposedly haunted locations. Yeah. Like I think they went to Brushy Mountain was one of the places they went to, and they would have people sit hooked up to all kinds of medical equipment. They'd have them sit there naked, blindfolded, I think, as well. That alone would intimidate you. Sitting there all by yourself in the dark, blindfolded, totally nude.
Tearing up something.
Yeah. She ruined a curtain rod last time we did a live show. Yeah, so Side Eye Guy said that was one of his videos. That was a different video for Side Eye Guy, but I like it when he puts stuff like that out in his investigation stuff too. I know some people want all funny all the time, but you can't do that. You got, in my opinion anyway, you got to mix it up. And that was, Side Eye Guy really is looking for an answer. He's not a complete skeptic. See, I can't vape. I've tried that. I hack my brains out when I try and do that. Yeah, I did mention that a couple times. I mentioned stuff over and over because one, that just stuck out to me as being really, really interesting and something fresh and new. So Camber's on team quitting smoking well as well. Hey, Tyler, how you doing? Tyler from Nightmare Nation. You guys should go check his channel out as well. Him and Dawson are, dog treats. Him and Dawson are, I like what they're doing because they make it interesting. I don't want to say they're more hyped up than I am for sure, but they're not saying, oh, we caught a ghost. They're saying, this went off. I know it's not this. And, they just do really, and they're interesting. And I would much rather have young people watch them than, Sam and Colby, who think everything is a freaking ghost. Like Tyler and Dawson are really stepping up and putting out legitimate stuff. Like they're not faking anything. If you ever fake anything, I'm going to kick your ass because you'll ruin my faith and stuff like that. So Yeah, Joe King. That was he's one of those. But that was Stevie uncovered that. That was a really, really good. She does her research. Stevie from Truth or Demons podcast. Yeah, Michael agrees.
There's the Booberry comment that I already kind of spurted out there because I didn't know how far down you were.
Yep. So that was, let's see, that was at 7:56. It is 8. Oh, geez, I'm
You're
5
slow.
minutes behind. God damn. God dang. A lot of people saying hello.
Boop, boop.
Same here. He's working. Wonder if he's talking about. Maybe I missed something, or like I said too. This medical crap has me in a brain fog. Like, so I apologize if you're replying to something that I said, then
It's because he's so far back in the
I'm
comments.
trying to catch up. Yep. Yeah. Side Eye Guy has interviewed Stevie a couple times too. For sure. Oh, okay. That'd be cool. So Joe has made contact with the Lindley Street owners, and they're looking to have me come out and revisit 50 years later. Joe, you need a camera guy. Or call me. Ghost Quest.
Stop. You're not getting anything. Stop
Yeah,
it.
I still haven't watched this Carmel, Maine story. I like Jimmy. I've watched a few of his live shows and stuff recently, so I'm curious to check out that documentary. I have so much stuff I watch. It's hard to keep up with everything. Yep, and I'm way behind, as you can tell, but yeah, she really needs help, and that's so if we all go and make comments on the Conjuring House post and things like that, like that's just not going to do her any good, or God forbid somebody else as well. I mean, she's accusing Jason Hawes of attempting a hit on her or plotting one. So Side Guy said he is working on a part 3, so that's cool. No, I need to watch parts 1 and 2 myself. Uh-oh. Dawson's here. I was going to say tonight, I'm not going to tell what and when, but Dawson and I are going to meet up very, very soon here too. And we're going to investigate someplace. So we will have a collab between, well, Dana's not going to be able to go because it'll be on a Sunday. So it's just going to be a couple of guys. Night. Yep. Boys night out. Instead of going to bars and strip clubs, we're going into an abandoned building because that's how we roll. Now, if it was Mountain, he'd be doing the titty bars. Okay, that one looked like a good comment here. Let's see. Jeff, your video on exorcism and interview with the priest helped me decide when I was on the fence about Paranormal Nightmare TV. Yeah, and so the first video I did on them, I'm not going to say I was on the fence. I didn't like what they did because the first video that I reacted to that they did, I had interacted with that client, and I still follow her on TikTok, and she has not been helped. Trust me, they should have never filmed anything there. They should have picked up right away that lady has severe mental problems, and they should have never, ever filmed there and then put demon in the title. And then, so another thing I stumbled on recently was that they claim that they're helping law enforcement with missing persons and things like that. And they did one, I think the kid disappeared in March, had been gone for a few weeks. And they didn't even go to the location with their spirit box. He sat in his freaking house and did a spirit box session to learn if they could find where this kid was. And of course, the answers to their questions, you can make a spirit box say anything you want, just like the DR60. When you hear that garble, that real horrible noise, you can turn that into whatever the hell you want. You just put the words on the screen and people have a hard time unhearing it that way. So It's just, yeah, those guys really, they actually bother me more than most because I know well, I can't say that I know for a fact, but I would highly suspect that a lot of people that they film have mental issues, and it ain't paranormal, but they just let them keep talking about the demons that are in their house. So yeah, it was crazy.
That dog.
Yep. She's just going to sit there and just knock and knock. And so Joe is apparently going to go back into some of these old Warren cases and check them out. That'd be cool. I'd watch that. Yep. I didn't know she had a cat and dog, but yeah, that wouldn't be good. The one, oh, okay. Hang on. This is new info. I haven't heard this yet. So apparently she's also accused Brian, who she just fired, of poisoning the food in the Conjuring house, including the dog food. That guy seemed, and I think Side Eye Guy said that he was the one that did their tour when him and Joe and Weeping Willow all went to the Conjuring house. They said he was a pretty nice guy, and he seems to be. I've watched a couple lives that he's been on this week. Certainly got shafted. Certainly needs the money. So he does have a GoFundMe if anybody wants to go, help him out, because I think he's got some medical issues, and he lost his insurance, and it's just not a good situation. Boo, stop. Hashtag save the Conjuring pets. Yeah, Dawson, I was going to message you tonight because Dana and I chatted about this for a little bit. So I've got a proposed date that I will send you that I'd like to do.
Would you stop?
Carolyn, how are you?
Stop.
If I miss anybody, again, I apologize.
You might have to get some fortune cookies.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hang, give me 1 second. I got to get fortune cookies.
That's what keeps Boo behaving. It's like she knows she's going to get fortune cookies.
That's probably why she's banging on the bell, because we haven't.
She hasn't gotten her fortune cookies yet.
Bubba's all up in this one too. Yeah,
spoiled dogs.
Anna Banana, I think she has one more employee. I think. Hey, Julie, did he know I've not used it yet? Okay, I don't know what he's talking about. Sorry. Dude. Yeah, I haven't seen their new one. They seem to get more and more. They get progressively worse. Like one video, and I didn't watch the whole thing, so maybe it's true, but they were saying that the So Haunted people actually died. They're using the worst of the worst clickbait titles. Demon caught on tape, as usual, and yet never. It's just so frustrating. Carl, we have been together for what, about 5 years now? Going on 5? We've been married we'll be married 3.
We'll be married.
It's going
actually, no. So 19, so 20.
We should both know this.
Yeah, we've been together 5 years and married almost 3. In October, October it will be 3 years. Which it seems like it's been longer than that.
It does. Yep.
It seems like we've known each other a lot
not
longer.
In a bad way.
No.
Sometimes people say, God damn, it feels like it's been forever.
No. It just seems like, and that's what surprises people when they find out we've only been married for 3 years and together 5 years. They're like, gosh, you seem like you guys have been together forever. And it's like, yeah, but no. This is what's weird though. We lived in the same neighborhood growing up. Jeff knew friends. His friends were people I went to school with because we went to different school districts. And then before we met, he literally lived, like if you walked to the end of my driveway, could see where he was living. If you looked down the street across the river, you could see, if he was standing outside, you could see him.
Yeah, when she would leave my house, I could see her pulling the driveway.
Yeah.
When she got home. just by looking out
And
the
then
back window.
weirdly enough, he moved across the street from
Nope,
me.
right across the street.
Yeah, right across. I like our
But
driveways lined it up. Yeah.
We already knew we were gonna be together anyway. We still weren't, you know,
We
in
weren't engaged or
teen
anything.
marriage
Yeah.
camp yet, but
Because at that point, well, probably for the first year, it was like, yeah, we ain't getting. Well, when we first met, it was like, no, we're not getting married. I don't want to get married again. Both of us had that mindset, and then here we are.
so Joe has been working with the Enfield. I don't like. I'm just going to be honest with you, Joe. It's their house. They can call it what they want. I don't like the fact that they call it the Enfield Demon House. I mean, that's my only beef with them. But he's working with there was an Enfield haunting in Connecticut, not the Enfield, England one. And this was a case that Joe Frankie and his partner did years and years and years ago, but they've recently been called back. So Joe is doing stuff with them. Video today. I have not watched this video yet, Brian. I didn't watch Beardo yet today. That's how many channels I watch, because it used to be if Beardo had a video, I'd be on that like as soon as I got home from work. But I just sometimes it takes me a couple days to get to the channels I like. Even I gotta say it, and I don't know if he's still in here, and I'm not kissing his ass or anything like that, but Side Eye Guy is one of the channels that, like, when he puts out a video,
Yeah.
I watch that immediately.
Okay, I will admit, usually only one. I do watch sex videos. He's probably the only one I consistently do watch. I do go and watch his.
Dawson, I should hook you up with Joe Frankie to talk, because, you know, some of the conversations that you and I have, you should talk to Joe sometime. I got to hook you two up. Remind me, please. And Joe, you'd like to talk to Dawson too, because he's a younger guy, wants to learn about some stuff, and, you know,
I think
has
he would
some interesting theories of his own and things like that. And
he would get a good education with it.
Oh, Joe just said, reach out to me, Dawson. Yep. At least we could give an answer. That's funny.
And it's weird because this is so funny.
Yeah,
the only reason we can remember our wedding date is it's 2 days after my sister's wedding date. But different years, obviously. But because we wanted to get married on Halloween, but it just didn't work out that we were going to be able to. But so it just ended up that it worked out for the 20. And the only I don't even remember why we picked the 23rd. Oh, because we were going to do it the 30th, but then my cousin.
Yeah, we wanted to do it.
They were having their reception because they got married during COVID. And so they were having their big reception, and they picked the 30th. And it was like, wow. And actually their wedding, their anniversary would have been like the 23rd, but they picked the 30th. And so it was like, well, that just blew it for us to do a Halloween. But we did have some kind of somewhat Halloween themed wedding.
Joe, another location that this has happened to is one that Joe is working on. Joe and Matt Benton are working on a new documentary, and it's called The Mysterious Monroe House, but YouTubers have turned it into the Monroe Demon House. So sometimes these locations just get called something that they weren't intended to be called. Apparently Cassie thought you said sex. I don't know when this was.
Yeah.
This was 2 minutes ago. Weeping Willow, that's normally not like you. That's for us gutter minds. We're the bad ones. She doesn't even swear.
Who?
Cassie.
Oh, I was like, what? I don't swear. I'm like, no.
I try and get Cassie to swear every time they do a live show. I'm just kidding, Cassie. It's probably best that you don't. I swear too much. Hey, Nikki's here from Belfast, where it's 1 a.m. I got down to the bottom.
Miracle.
Ding ding, as they say on Fantastique's channel. So, yep. So everybody, if you want to see, because I'm not going to sit here and constantly whine about what I needed to apologize for, but if you weren't here in the beginning, just go back and watch the first 5 minutes, and that'll explain it. Because I don't want to sit here and act like poor me.
Cassie said one bad word in 2023.
It was probably directed at the Side Eye Guy. If I was a betting man, I'm just kidding. Now I understand Ron is gonna fire some shots back from our little haunted cookout video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh, it was originally called, okay, so I totally blew that. It was originally called the Monroe Demon House by tour groups. YouTubers adopted it. Those tour groups need attention from this community because they give out false info more than YouTubers. Makes sense. Seems that, a lot of debunkers are starting to go at some of these locations and looking into the stories behind the locations. And a lot of them, it's not ending well for these locations, including the Conjuring House. Oh, Cassie thought you only watch porn. That's funny.
Yeah, no.
Or candy, I mean, Jesus. Hey, Bunny Hopper, how you doing? Wait, what the fuck is that all about?
I have no idea.
Well, we could probably block that person.
Yes.
That was a little rude. And if maybe I'm not getting a joke, I apologize.
Yeah.
Yes, Carl. Demon is thrown around way, 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 way too much. Most paranormal investigators will never, ever encounter one. Although, that being said, so many clients claim that they know it's demonic because a paranormal team has told them, or they got a million, or they watch YouTube, or it's common to these clients will start investigating the house on their own. So I mean, YouTube has not been good for people that think they have haunted houses. Oh, apparently I missed something. Did you see that myself and someone else recommended you watch the last video on Paranormal Nightmare? No, I did not see that. Maybe that was in a Facebook post. When was this? Let me know, please. I'm going to write it down though to watch that. So I guess it doesn't matter when it was. I haven't checked in on them in a while. I've been too busy not making a video.
BJ's here.
Hey, BJ, how you doing? It's been a minute since we've talked to BJ. Yeah, we didn't bring the haunted chicken wings. Sorry, Linda.
Are we gonna try brisket?
Oh, we'll definitely videotape it.
Yeah, so we're gonna try brisket and see what happens with
I might have to do what Crow does, like another channel for things like that, because we've not been getting the views that it seems like it's been really down. I think a lot of other people have said it's been down too. And I don't know if it's because I started throwing in some things that weren't, serious debunking, reacting, or paranormal stuff. But like the second batch of mountain things, the first one went pretty well, but that was because it had Twin Paranormal in it. But the other ones just haven't done.
Maybe we should just throw that stuff on Mrs. Boo.
It's possible. But I don't know. I got to talk to a few people about having a second channel. Yes, Mike. Oh, we are going to do brisket very, very soon. So I'm sick of the Conjuring House, but playing devil's advocate. Jeff Denna, based on your knowledge and work, could it be possible that? See, that's okay. When I said earlier, I wanted to express my theory. I don't think that. I think I'm almost wondering if some of this is on purpose so that she can claim that she is possessed. As I don't think in people that I know that have been there, the past owners, like, I don't think there's anything demonic there now. And whether or not there was back when the parents lived there, I'm seeing a lot of stuff that just, I don't know. I've got some questions, but that was a thought that I had, that maybe she is doing this so that people think that she's possessed and want to go there more. Because let's be honest, things that are demonic or labeled that way, people want to go to more. They cost more. Demonic dolls on on eBay and stuff like that. If you put demonic, you just added $100 at least to the price of the doll. So let me think about this. So I don't know about medicated, but definitely people that now have anxiety, they're scared to death. I
think
it
more
really affects them when paranormal investigators tell them that they have a demon. I know people that have spent thousands of dollars to get exorcisms when they don't need them because it ended up being,
and then that put anxiety
medications.
and put stress on them because then they were paying for that instead of getting the medical help they needed. And so yeah. I mean, so it's possible that some of them may have ended up on medication because of that, because I mean, they stressed out because of having to pay so much money for these groups that were asking them to pay to get exorcisms or anything. So it's possible that I mean, because sometimes some of these, I mean, there's been times that we've told people something that they need to get the medical help, and then they get mad at us and they just were like, I'm not going to come back to you, and they just disagree with us, and so we don't follow them after that. So it's quite possible.
And there's a lot of them too that they don't want help. They want you to investigate to confirm what they already know. And when you try and tell them that it's a spider web in front of the ring cam, because I see 10 a day, they just, no, it's not. It's a ghost. It's ghost. Well, check out this picture or this video. They just keep going on, and it's not, they don't need help. They want confirmation that they've got ghosts in their house. And I don't waste my time with stuff like that. So yeah, Julie, I really think has some issues dealing with reality. And that's why I said that the beating her up on their posts and stuff is not going to help anything. Yeah. I hate, there's several situations. I'm seeing some really, really gross things on YouTube. Hello, baby cakes. How are you? There's a whole in I don't see any paranormal content coming out from a certain group of people. It's very little paranormal, but these people are all suing each other, threatening to shoot each other, threatening to kill each other. There's a group that I don't even know how I stumbled on them one time, but it is gross. And then you've got this thing going on in the UK with Andrew from Proving Demons and Carl. It like their lives. I don't know. I would hate for somebody to do something to someone or themselves in the paranormal community. And there's a few situations where I honestly could see where that could happen. Steph wants to hear what Cassie has to say, I'm sure, about the Conjuring house. Yeah, Cassie, you guys should do a live sometime and maybe talk about it. Or maybe you don't want to talk about it. I get it. Cassie and Ron are very nice and neutral people. Like they just don't want to get into all that. And I respect that. Sometimes I get a little dirty, I know. Joe says we need to do a show. Yeah, Joe, I got questions. We should probably talk off air first because I've got some pretty big questions I want to ask. I don't know what she's referring to. Sorry, Cassie. I'm late. Okay. I don't know who you're referring to, Steph. Sorry. Okay, here's the Paranormal Nightmare one I need to watch. Yeah. It's sorry, Nikki, this is nothing against you. This is just a funny observation, but I think most of their episodes are called Extremely Evil Haunting. Family attacked. Yeah, see, BJ, yes and no, but she's gone overboard. I mean, it really seems like there's something wrong. Joe might actually know about this one, the Smurl haunting of Pennsylvania. That was that the Smurl case, was that the haunting of, no, not haunting of Connecticut if it was in PA. Didn't they do a movie on that case? Which one was that, Brian?
Boo. Come here.
Yeah, I think that's probably more the case and not my theory that maybe she's making it up. It was just a thought that I had, because I mean, she's really made some crazy accusations against people. Giselle, was it maybe? No, I don't think it was you. Somebody made a comment as a
stop
that worked in the medical field, and they were really concerned too. Yes, exactly. Ring cameras are the freaking worst because they'll capture motion. It'll be a bug, but everybody thinks they're catching all these ghosts on their Ring cameras, and it's not. Sorry, I hate to break it to you, but they're not. And I know you know that, Dawson. What? What'd she do? Oh, crap. I think the dog just peed because she's being a little brat. She's needs her attention. Sorry, guys. Stuff with proving demons. Yes, it is. I don't know if any of you guys are following any of that, but someone's going to end up. Someone's going to end up hurt at the very least, I think, in that whole situation. That is just ugly what's going on there with that group of people. And it's all because you said this about me, and it's not good. And then Andrew from Proving Demons gets all shit-faced and goes on and does a live and then deletes it. But he says some vile stuff in a lot of those lives. Which is weird because I kind of want to like him a little bit, but it's unwise to go on there and talk about the stuff that he talks about. Yes, he's good at stirring the pot, Mike, for sure. Oh, Candy, did I get a ding? I don't think so. Oh, it was called The Haunted, was the Smurl case. I'm pretty sure I've seen the movie. The Smurl was a duplex with the family and the in-laws. Yep. Yes, I have seen that movie. Crow knows a lot about the Smurl case. Hey, Yummy Donut, how you doing? I meant to say hi earlier. It is West Piston, PA. Pittston, PA. I can't read either. Okay. I get what you were saying now, Steph.
She was going to pee on my work bag.
Did you stop her?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, tell me about it because it's got my work stuff in it. Dog.
Oh, so the Smurl house was torn down a while ago. Apparently Kenny talked about it. I don't remember that. I'm not saying he didn't. Okay, yeah, so Giselle wasn't the one making it. Yeah, I pretty much stay off of all those comment sections too, where people are going back and forth. I just don't, very, very rarely, because 9 times out of 10, people have already made the point that I'm going to make. So, I mean, I'll stick up and I'll get nasty if I have to, but I pick and choose my battles. Like, I don't just jump into stuff just to jump in. Okay, so the entity was based on, it was a case that I think UCLA, that was the one Joe told us to watch that we watched, where that woman was getting by a demon. But I'm pretty sure that was a UCLA group that was conducting those experiments. Boo, get out of there. Stop being bad. She is being such a turd tonight.
She's been actually really spunky lately.
So, Dawson, you bring up a good point. Some of these cases, like the haunting in Connecticut case, there's a lot of people that say that was debunked because X, Y, and Z. I think you can have a case where a haunting goes along with people's medical issues, especially so if the man had brain surgery and was having hallucinations, that doesn't account for what the other family members were going through or talking about. So I think some of these cases that have been debunked, I think, are still questionable to me. Like the Amityville house, everybody says that's debunked. There's back and forth. There's two sides to that story, and I guess it's whatever side people want to believe. It seems, some of it, I don't know. I believe that house was haunted, and the Ronnie DeFeo has told 1,000 versions of what happened the night he killed his family. So, I mean, he's even gone against what he said. There's so many versions of what he said about his own dealing with that. So, no, Booberry, I don't think it was. The entity was based on, well, maybe it was based on, I don't know, maybe it was, but I thought that was in California. I think Joe, if he's still in here, I think Joe would know the answer to that. Yeah. All you have to do is take a pee to get attention. That's true. Which Andrew likes to do on his live streams. He just goes and pees out the door.
Yeah. Boo, that's the fastest way. You see her squat and it's gone. I mean, yeah.
I'm surprised you saw her. Oh, she was okay.
She was right there, so I could see her. And then all I thought was my work bag was right there. I was like, God, no, you did not pick the work bag.
Yeah, Julie, I don't know if I mean, let's be honest. That stuff gets a lot of views, and some of it I don't mind paying attention to a little bit, but that whole thing they got going on in the UK, like someone's going to get hurt. It's getting really, really bad.
Boo.
Wisdom, I don't remember what you were talking about. I don't know what I was talking about when you made that. Sorry. Because I am behind.
Like always.
That's all right though. I'm not like years behind in the chat like some of our other friends. Just kidding. We love Side Eye Guy. Yeah, see, that's what I thought, Brian. I thought it was based in California. They didn't take the Smurl. No, they didn't take that wasn't the Smurl haunting. No way. Because I do remember the duplex involved in that, and the parents and living next to the grandparents, and that was a really good movie. It's called The Haunting, like Joe said. All right, Dawson, we'll catch you later, man. I will message you the.
Yeah, he's probably already gone.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So, Doris, is that Bithers case?
Mm-hmm.
Was the entity that's what that was based on. We have not been involved. Well, I mean, I was involved with it's not even well known, but it was on TV. There was a case in Toledo. The first team that I was on, there was a house that this guy was remodeling. He had bought a house. It was a crappy, dumpy house in a bad part of town. And he was starting to tear all the walls out, and the walls and the floorboards were packed with bones. They were animal bones, but they were all cuts. Like, and when I mean packed, I mean packed. There were thousands and thousands of bones in this house. So that is known in Toledo as the Bone House. And it was I don't know that we ever got any evidence, but I was very, very new to doing this when I dealt with that. I would love to go back there. It's Santeria's involved, and like
Yeah.
I would like to go back there, knowing what I know now and how I do things.
Isn't that the one that we walked? I
the
like
bus station?
literally. Literally we were in a It's called the Shamrock Shuffle. It's like a race, and it was routed past that house, and I told him he actually did the walk with me, and we were getting because
And
it was
I made
dark.
it my goal to finish last.
Yeah, well, we almost did, but
and I didn't. I was third from last. I was pissed.
It was crazy because it was really rainy, it was cold, and it was dark out because this was at night. And I ended up like we were getting closer. I'm like, something doesn't seem right here. I just feel something's not right. And then I said, wait a minute, is the bone house? And as soon as I said that, you could see the bone house. I was like, okay. But then as soon as I got probably a half a block away from it, I felt fine again. So, but that house is creepier than creepy when you look at it. No matter day, night, whenever
the inside is creepy. There's some goofy murals in there.
Creepy.
And like I said, I'm not even exaggerating. I probably have videos. I should show them of. That was the very first time I videoed anything paranormal, or as a investigator. See, that's another case. I really do believe that the haunting in Connecticut case. I believe that's legit, although a lot of people say that's been debunked. There's some interesting things that, like I said, I got questions now, but I really think something went on there. Certainly not what the movie said. Tasha, I don't want to go over it again. Just after this is done, go back and watch the first few minutes because it's like I said, I don't want us to just sit here and whine and cry and act like a little baby because I got something going on that a lot of other people have, but it's affected me, and I feel bad because the content hasn't been coming out.
Though, so
yeah, Amber's saying the same thing. Yeah, just go watch the beginning if you don't mind, because I don't want to sit here and whine about it. Yeah, that's an interesting theory, Brian. I do think people can manifest something, whether it be manifest something physical or it's so real in your own head. And even if you don't have any mental problems, because I know people cases that we've done where we cannot find anything going on that has to do with a haunting. The rest of the family isn't being affected, but this person is not lying to you. They're not making stuff up. They are scared to death, and whatever they think is going on is very, very real to them.
So we had somebody donate. Thank you, Dee Dee.
I haven't got it. I will shout that out when I get there. Why is it not showing up here?
I don't know.
Well, that's dumb.
Probably because you're so slow.
I'm interacting with the people today,
but it's just you're kind of slow.
Because I think sometimes, like I've gone on Dawson's and I don't look at the chat like I should, and I feel bad when I don't get to interact with the people. Yeah, I've got a lot of questions about the whole story, Wisdom. A lot of questions. DDT, thank you very much for the $2. Appreciate that a lot. That's gonna
so lazy not to recap.
What?
It's down a little bit. It's down farther when you said about not in the comments down that way.
So you weren't on a team. I can tell. I was on a team.
It wasn't a good team, but you were on a team.
No, yeah.
Much better now.
But as bad as they were, I don't regret a day of it because we went to a lot of places in a couple year time period. So I mean, I got a lot of experience in a very, very short time. Yeah, I don't know anything about that werewolf case. I know nothing about that one. It's one that's always seemed far-fetched to me, so I just don't. I've got other things to look into.
Oh, we have another one.
What's up?
Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Do you know what he does?
No.
He sells crystals and things like that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I should talk to him.
You should talk to him.
I like crystals. I need to get some
Amber,
new crystals.
I appreciate that. I just, like I said, it's not a very long thing, and it was a little clickbaity, but not really. So apparently Josh doesn't like me. I've seen a couple things that I couldn't tell if he was joking or. Okay, yeah, Josh. Just, I mean, dude, if you don't like, I don't know what your point of being here is if you're not gonna like what we're doing or talking about. I can just ignore you. It's cool. I'm a free speech guy, unless you cross certain lines. We got to make Weeping Willow a mod.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants to be, though. She's got a lot of stuff going on all the time. She's got, I forgot how many kids they have. Cassie is at 2 or 3. But the kids are getting to that age where their son is going to play with a band on Saturday at a housewarming party.
So getting in that,
they're getting that age where the kids are going to be busy all the freaking time.
Because people always say when your kids are younger, you're busier than. No, you're if not busier when they're teens and older, you're just as busy.
Yeah, see, I really think, and sometimes too, just because a haunting happened and then the next owners don't experience anything doesn't mean that the first, because sometimes that follows the people around. And there's stories of, and I haven't researched it a whole lot, but that the dad, the Lutz, I can't remember his first name, but there's stories that he was into some goofy, dark stuff. So, you know, just because it happened to one family and not another doesn't mean it didn't happen to the one family, in my opinion. And then, but then again, too, maybe the realtor's seen the movie, and sometimes people get hypersensitive in that situation. Like Side-Eye Guy talked about when he's done some investigations recently, that like in the moment, and I've done it too. You are hyped up, and you like, by God, that is that's paranormal evidence. But then you calm down and you go back and look at it after. Then it's, you know, you look at it with like a different perspective other than wandering around a super creepy building, you know. Again, Mike O, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Mike is one that watches all of our stuff and likes it. So, man, I appreciate that. Philip is with us. Hey, Philip, how are you? Yep. Oh, Carmen's here tonight. How are you, Carmen?
Hey, Carmen.
Carmen, this is what we do now. Okay. So this is relative to one of our videos that we did. So most of you probably know that we had an individual that Paranormal Nightmare had gone into their house and totally lied to them, screwed them over, didn't blur them, talked about something that they weren't supposed to talk about, that they agreed that they wouldn't, but they filmed what they wanted to and aired it with no blurs, talked about a lot of things they weren't supposed to talk about. And the person has reached back out to me again and wants to go on camera and talk about his experience. And I kind of, knowing how YouTube is, I said, I want you to think about that, and really kind of advised him not to, because their fans are freaking brutal. I mean, if you guys go on the videos that I've made about them and look at the comments from their fans, they are not nice people. So I advised him to not go on camera, maybe blurred or something like that, but and tell more. Because after seeing that came out and I didn't screw him over, that kind of empowered him a little bit more to tell more stories. So that could definitely there could be a part 2 to that one. Caroline, I believe I said hi, but if not, but if I did, who cares? Hello again. We've got 45 people in here. That's freaking
Carburetors and
awesome.
coffee's in here now
Oh,
too.
Bill's in here too. Sweet Bill. Bill Ramsey was the werewolf case. Melbourne Manor. I've never heard of that place. So that's why I said, Josh, if you're just joking around, man, I'm cool with that. But and like I said, I'm a big free speech advocate. So I do have a problem when people go after my friends and my wife, though. That's if that happens, you're gone. Or anybody, they're gone. Okay, Michael, thanks for joining. It's good to have you. We'll see you on the next one. Yeah, this is a good community to be a part of. People think we're monsters and we're mean and we're haters, and
Not true.
not at all. Not at all. And I have a feeling we're going to find that out when we do this live stream to a charity stream for mental health.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're going to see how generous this community really is.
Which we're going to be I'm going to actually be starting to contact those people that have told us they want to be part of it.
Yeah. What day did we say?
Yeah,
I circled them up here. It's the 30. Is that the 31st of August?
we didn't.
It's Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
So it'll be the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. That's when we're going to do that. Yeah, case it was the family that was targeted. See, that's been my thinking too, is that it wasn't so much the house, and whether or not I think Ronnie DeFeo, this is just my opinion, I think he just had some mental problems and some drug issues. I think maybe he thought the devil was telling him to do what he did, but I don't think that was the case. I think he really had some problems, and that's why and I think he kind of, tried to blame it on the possession thing, but he clearly was into drugs, and him and his dad had a horrible relationship. That is such an interesting aspect to that whole story, because there's so many versions of him talking about what actually happened. And they're all really, really good stories. But when you spend your life in prison, you got all kinds of time to think about it. But there's supposedly the mob was involved. And I mean, there's so many variations of what Ronnie DeFeo's issue actually was. And he did pass away, I think, a few years ago. Okay. Do you know how to make Cassie a mod? Or
yes.
Do we have to do that afterwards? Okay, Dana's going to make you a mod, Cassie. Okay, Cassie has 5 kids. Okay.
I knew. I was like, I thought it was like 3 or 4, but I missed one.
Yeah, like I said, they're getting to the age, I think, where, a lot of them are starting to get busy and active. And I know when my kids were playing baseball and things like that in school, I could have never done what I'm doing, because we were so involved in doing that.
Yeah, step up.
Yeah, that has to, that kind of energy imprint has to be a factor in the Amityville house too, I believe. Odd Pulp, how are you? There's Bill. I know I said hi, but I'll say it again because I finally got down to where you came in. Bill's the one that in here again, Bill, I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm glad you did it, but he pointed out some things in one of my videos that really made me relook at a lot of things with that particular story. Carl, that's a good question. Do you think that what we assume about ghosts is so far off the mark? I got to think about that for a second. It's hard to say because there's no proof that, okay, this person's right and that person's wrong. Everybody has strong, it's almost, the paranormal is almost like a religion, or all different religions mixed into one word. All the religions are called a religion. I think the paranormal is the same way. Everybody has this belief but this is totally whacked out bullcrap. So there's, you have the Christians and the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Like you have two opposing things that just. So that's kind of my opinion. I think one, we don't know. I mean, I definitely have my beliefs, but I have no 100% proof to back them up. Don't
I
skip.
will go back.
Okay.
Just I'm looking at something.
You looking for Cassie to make a comment? Oh,
Wait. I think I have to do it differently.
okay. Dana's trying to make you mod, Cassie.
I don't know if it went through as the right one, so I just want to make sure.
Gotcha.
Gotta love.
Oh, what the fuck is this? What? Wait, hang on. We'll be back.
StreamYard's right there.
Okay. I could like the internet just popped up like all kinds of news stories and all this stupid shit. Okay, now we're back to where we were. Sorry, apologize for that interruption there. What's the thing in the background named? I don't know if he's talking about that.
Which
We have Robert the Doll. We have Slimer.
and we have my ghost.
We have just a little ghost doll.
And then there's a little...
There's another doll behind there, but it doesn't have a name yet. Did you ever name that?
Yeah, it was why can't I think of it?
Hey, Philip.
Clarissa.
Oh,
Or no, Carissa.
yeah.
It was because of somebody I used to work with.
Yep,
She might not have accepted it.
Oh, okay. Maybe you have to accept it, Cassie. I don't know.
I'm going back and looking though.
Jonathan, you're working late. Everybody go check Jonathan's channel out. He does some cool stuff. He's got a lot of it shorter at this point, but he's another good mind in the mix of this paranormal community. A real thinker, not prone to, well, obviously with Debunk the Junk, he's not a big fan of junk. Yeah. Brian, I agree. And in all honesty, if they weren't going into people's houses, in my opinion, exploiting people, that would actually be a paranormal show that I could probably watch a little bit. Like I don't hate the show. I don't like what they do, but I don't know. Yes, but they do like their apps, and I know for a fact they use GhostTube a lot of times, and you can program words into GhostTube. And it just so happens as those words always come up that are case specific when they go on these investigations. It's weird how that works. I think Necrophonic you can still add words to as well, but you have to have an old version of GhostTube because they've updated it to where you can't add words, from my understanding. So I don't have that one, or yeah, I do actually now. But I find Spirit Talker to be so much more reliable. Joe wants to be a mod. I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't flip it. I can't remember if they have to approve it or not.
Oh, I don't know.
Candy, do you know?
Yeah. Candy, can you make her a mod?
I don't know if she can do that. I'm looking though. I think I have to through our page, but
there again, Amber, I need to make a full-blown video dedicated just to that because I don't want to make people rewatch this live to get the details. But we have picked a date, and we are going to be reaching out, to people to get the word out because I want to get some people involved to do an hour stream with me that like have no clue who I am. They'll never come across this. Beardo's agreed, which is awesome. Hopefully that date works for him. Although it's a long time period that we're doing it, so he should be able to make at least an hour work. And this kind of was his idea. He had an idea that no one should be left alone for Christmas. So he did, he had a lot of streamers and they just went from stream to stream, and a lot of streamers gave up an hour of their Christmas day to for people that don't have families and stuff. So they would just bounce, from stream to stream. Hey, Ian, how you doing? Ned said had to get himself some. Is that some candy?
What?
Debunk the junk. The little character's
Oh.
name in it is Ned. Yeah, Joe, I agree. I think Ron DeFeo was into some dark, weird shit too, in addition to his drugs and all the other stuff. Candy said, "Wait a minute, Candy's not in the UK, is she?" News to me. Okay, cool. So Cassie is on board for the 31st. We should get our list going.
Okay. Yes,
I'll have to flip it to a new page since that's recording my blood sugar levels.
Well, because I'll start getting a hold of everybody, so we can set up the time frames.
I think what we'll probably do is I think most people are on.
Didn't we say we were going to start
we'll start like
noon?
a group. Yeah, we're probably gonna start at around noon and just go,
and then
at least till midnight.
But we're hoping to do a whole 24 hours. But
I don't know about that.
I don't know. With everybody else doing because the UK stuff and
yeah, but the thing is, I plan on being on the whole time, so like they'll join my stream, each one of them.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
But we said that if you needed to take
breaks. I might do that. Like, let's say if it's like 3:00 in the morning and Dawson or Crow, they like to be on that late. I'll say, hey man, take this over for 2 hours. I'll set my alarm and take a little nap.
But the rest of the time, but we said even if he just needs to get off for a couple hours just to take a nap and then.
Yep.
Of course, I'll have to cover the potty breaks.
I think DeFeo was mentally ill and tried to elude his problems, accusing it to demons. I agree. I think he thought something was telling him to do it, but I don't think anything was actually telling him to do it. But I don't know. I mean, he's told so many stories as to what's happened. It's hard to even know what his official story is because he's made up so many different versions. Yeah, you have to start. Yeah, and no one knows. I mean, how do ghosts have clothes? I don't know. Or actually, the question is too, do they have clothes?
All right, so
Carl, I think he was talking about the UK werewolf case. I believe. I don't know. You guys were talking about something that I missed. Hey, Foxfire, how are you tonight? Thanks for joining. I caught you. Oh, so this is Bill. We're popping Bill's cherry as far as watching our live streams. It's good to have you here, Bill. I saw you joined Laura last night. You kind of came in and saved the day. Not that Laura can't do it on her own, but I'm just saying that her guest had some issues and couldn't join, so Bill jumped in and let's see. If you die wearing a ghost costume, do you appear as a double ghost? Brian, I have no idea. I like the questions that you asked though, because some of them are dead serious and others are like that. Like, who thinks of double ghosts? Yeah, that would be a crappy way to go. I've heard people say too that like a spirit again, this is all theory, but a spirit can appear how they want to. At like, if I want to wander in the afterlife with the appearance that I had when I was 25, some people have that theory too, that they can do that. Yes, everybody go check out Debunk the Junk. Yes, he got to 100 subs. No, was it him? Somebody was trying to get to 100 subscribers the other day. I think it was Ned. Maybe not. Yes, Carl, we talked about that. One day, Seg and I have talked about that. It just, the last, he couldn't do it when the last time that, Mountain got investigated a building, but it will be done at some point. Yeah, Candy is the super mod. She's doing all the work.
I know. I'm trying to get it set up, but it's just not letting me do it.
Did you read this?
Yeah. And I'm not doing it through StreamYard. I'm actually doing it through
Do you have to sign in
YouTube.
as Boo?
I am under
Okay.
Boo.
Oh no. See, that's why I have them do it, because I don't know what the heck. Joe says the werewolf case started in 1983. Yeah, like I said, we've talked about this, and it'll happen someday. We're just going to come out of the blue and smack you guys up the head with it.
I think this happened last time when we tried to make Candy one. It took me forever to get it to do it.
Yeah. But we eventually figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh, Julie, sorry to hear that. But yeah, that was cool that Beardo did that. I forgot who else did it, but had he asked me, I would have done it. But Beardo didn't know who I was. I was very, very, very new at that point. So. Okay, click standard mod, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's I am, and it's not. It's standard. No, that is, but it's just not. Oh. I'm clicking on it, but it's not.
Carl, if you're talking about the werewolf thing again, there is a book about it. Okay, where were you and what did you do?
She's licking her lips.
I know. Let's see. We put the toilet paper up, so that's probably not it, unless she got a roll out of the pack. I'm afraid to go look. She tells on herself, like she's coming up, like, "Hey, you saying hi?" She tells on herself. She comes in and says, "Hey, I just screwed something up, and I want you to know." Hi, Miss Boo. Say hello. Say hello.
I'm probably what I'm gonna go get my laptop and see if I can get it to work. It's driving me nuts. Usually the laptop works.
All right, PNC, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Good to see you. The mod chat is going on in here. Are ghosts naked? Is that a thing? I mean, I've never seen one. Most people report clothing. She's going to check on her laptop, Candy. Him in a police cell. Yeah, like I said, that whole werewolf thing, it just never piqued my interest. So I never really looked into it. Yeah, and that's it too. I mean, what are the rules there? We don't know. So Dawson, who I've been telling him for months to watch the movie The Others, he finally watched it the other day and he was like, "Damn, dude, that's a good movie." Like I really believe that could very well be what's going on. And I'm not going to say it because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Oh, Joe, are you going to be on Raw Side next week? Huh. Cool. That'll be a good show. Everybody's telling Dana now how to do the make people a mod. I'd like to see that picture, Tasha. Just because I like to see pictures like that. That's interesting. I've never heard anybody say that, but that's an interesting thought. That maybe they only remain on Earth for the exact time that they were alive. Don't know. I've never interviewed a ghost. I'm just kidding. Now the chat has been totally consumed by how to make Cassie a mod. Laura has just confirmed, Joe, that you two are still a go for next week. Hey, Wayne, how you doing?
It's not letting me sign into the blue one, so
Oh,
I'll have to do it
we'll
later.
have to do it later then.
Things have to be so difficult.
Yeah, Julie, that is our little boo. Did she do anything? Did you see?
Not that I
Okay.
could see.
It's nothing obvious yet.
No, I probably should check the bedroom.
Yeah, she usually likes to commit her crimes in the bedroom.
I better go check that just because she has been a little deep.
She'll take a roll of toilet paper in there and chew it up, so we have confetti to deal with before bedtime. So everybody write that down in your calendars. Go watch Raw Side next week on Wednesday. Joe Frankie's going to be on. I think you guys, I know a lot of people in here aren't fans of the Warrens, but go watch Joe and listen to what he has to say because he actually knew them. So that'll be a good show. I think, Joe, you're going to get a lot different questions, and not saying Laura's going to grill you, but this is a whole different community than what you're being used to being interviewed by. So you're probably going to get a lot of different questions that you've never been asked before. So that'll be really, really cool to see a different kind of interview.
You know, I think last time we did it from your computer.
Oh.
So if you want to talk for a minute.
Hang on, let me post a. Let's hit button. I don't remember this. I'll just post that there so I know where I was in the chat. Go ahead and try and do what you got to do. Uh-oh. I hope we're still here. What are you trying to do? Find this stream? Okay, so Dana is viewing our channel.
Oh, that was weird.
This is going to be weird.
Oh, see that? Do it from the computer. That's why.
I hope this isn't coming off double, but hey, just give us 1 second. Oh, boo. God dang it. Sorry. Okay, Weeping Willow is now a mod. Hang on a second. You got to go back up.
I think.
She's a mod now. It said she was.
She?
It may take a second.
All right.
So, okay, Boo, you got to quit.
Okay.
Ow.
Sorry, guys. We are back. Oh. Boo. Come on. You're messing everything up. Wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, yo, you gotta stop that one. Sorry.
Sorry. I was hearing us from
Yeah, it
3
was like
minutes
weird.
ago. Boo, get down.
down.
Stop,
I'll
dude.
give you a cookie.
You want cookie? Back up.
I give you another cookie.
Otherwise, you don't get no cookie. You gotta bribe the dog with cookies. Yeah, Bill, I'm almost caught up, but then
And
we got
fortune
behind.
cookies. I've never seen dogs that love fortune cookies. Like she knows where they're at because and we have a whole box of them for the dogs when we're on lives because they know they get fortune cookies. Beep.
Yeah, usually the women are always in a white gown. Yep, yep. But there's a lot of men that are dressed either as soldiers or with a top hat.
For what?
But we're talking about what ghosts wear.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Ghost Fashion Hour, everybody.
That is true.
Whether or not ghosts are naked or if they wear clothes. I don't even know who brought up the question. I think it was Brian. Yeah, Laura, that's true.
Yeah, or
but Boo does it on purpose.
No, she does it on purpose. And like literally earlier,
she doesn't have to go out.
Earlier she wanted my attention, so she squatted right by my work bag to pee, and she got busted. And little monster Boo.
God dang it, dude! I get caught up, and then now I'm 6 minutes behind. I saw a real study that ghosts only last for 400 years. That'd be interesting to see. Well, yeah, he's got real in quotes. So I was going to say, how real was that? Okay, I'm just not going to read his comments. Pictures to your phone and Dana's. Joe sent us pictures. Hopefully it's not naked ghosts. Laura, it's very, very possible that Joe is going to corrupt your show.
Who, what? Oh.
Just kidding. Joe is very respectful. But he did do our drunk live stream with us, our power hour. Oh, is that the book?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He had to make it all look nice and pretty.
Yeah, he's got the real one, the hard copy, the hardcover. But you can get the Warren's books, I think, at a reasonable price on Amazon. They're not the originals. Never mind. I don't know enough. Now I'm thinking out loud here. See, there are witness accounts of UK seeing Roman soldiers now. Whether you believe them is up to you. So that kind of blows that 400-year theory out of the water. Sort of.
Now I got to go back. I don't know which one I'm on.
Or Brian, are people not seeing things but think they are? And that's like the lady in white is a very, very typical description of female ghosts. So they're describing it as that because they thought they saw something, but they're not sure what they saw. And their mind creates that, if that makes sense.
So the next time we have to make a mod, Candy or Willow, just remind me. Just do it on the computer. Just do it on the computer. Yeah. Then I won't have these issues.
So probably once I get to the point where you made her a mod, it'll turn her blue.
No, I think it did. Unless both of them are watching, then maybe. Yeah, see?
There it is.
So they both must be watching, maybe? I don't know.
It's just this is the point where you actually made it happen. Because we're behind, as usual.
Well, no, you're behind.
Yeah, I know. But we're trying to interact with the people. Because I'm a man of the people. Okay, she says she's blue. It was just delayed. Cool. So now we got 2 mods going on. Laura, it's okay that you had to step away. Dogs are funny. Yep.
They are funny.
Their dog interrupts their live stream all the time too. It's
I
Ron's,
said the only
Ron's dog.
I said, could you imagine when we would have, if we, I think we did one show with Maggie here.
Yeah.
And that was
that's at the
funny
bottom.
because Maggie, her head just, I mean, her head was like right here because she's a Great Dane. So when our grand fur baby was here, it was funny because she was just like in it.
Yeah. Moan about who picked the outfit up. Yeah. I mean, Joe brings a lot of, there's not a lot of real residential investigators like in the debunking community per se. And Joe is going to bring a lot of experience with, because he's been doing nothing but residential stuff. I don't think you've ever done anything for YouTube ever. He's never gone out and filmed a ghost. I take that back. One time when we went to Virginia,
yeah,
I mean, that was to film
yeah.
it was a ghost hunt. It wasn't necessarily to film, but
it
was
that
a
was
ghost
for,
hunt, not a real.
Yeah, that was
investigation.
like a charity kind of
Yeah,
thing
that
too.
yeah,
that
was
pretty cool.
It was
It was
this
like
guy,
an adult make a wish thing.
This guy had gotten brain cancer and basically there was no options and he wanted to go on a ghost hunt. So we Flumeri, I think that's what it's called. Productions put on an event to have this guy go on a ghost hunt. And, because it was it's something he's always wanted to do. So we went there to Virginia with Joe and a few other guys from the Warren Legacy Foundation. And so that was the closest thing to a ghost hunt versus paranormal investigation that Joe's ever done.
Yeah.
But it was a good
But
time.
it was
Unfortunately,
really
the guy
cool.
passed.
That was a really cool experience because that was one of those aha moments for me because a lot of things happened there that were pretty cool. Some things, finding out some things was like, but it was pretty cool experience. We are going to come see you lecture sometime in September, I believe it is.
Of course, we just had ghost chickens on, Brian. We investigated our barbecue.
We hear there might be a brisket coming up.
A paranormal cow. We should probably wrap it up here pretty soon. The numbers are starting to drop a bit, which, I mean, that's fine. It's some of these guys go 4 or 5 hours. I don't know how they do it.
I laugh because usually it's in the middle of the night when I'm in bed and I wake up and I'm like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, I'll be on with Dawson at, well, there was the one time because usually I crap out before midnight, but.
And then, if anybody's ever on those late ones or they rewatch it, they see me come out like half wide, eye opened here, and I'm like, hi, and then I walk away and go back to bed.
Yeah, Casper site is taking a little break, which, I mean, I really enjoy him. He is very, very entertaining to me. I like to watch Casper site. I don't always agree with who he has on and whatever, but I like his channel. Is very, very good. Yeah, Joe doesn't do a lot of public ghost hunts. He's been all about helping people for years. Just told me tonight our ghost visit last night. Oh, interesting. So yeah, Laura says that she has a ghost at her house. Or things happen. I think a lot of us do. But apparently
if you know what it's plus if you know who they are. We know who's at our house, so I'm okay with that.
Except for the odd stranger that will come by sometimes.
Which usually is weird because I mean we have our house pretty much, and everybody's probably heard me. We have our house pretty tight down, bubbled. So it's
Fantastic is in the house. How are you, Sarah? Steph's actually been pretty tame tonight. Investigate a leg of lamb next time. No, I can't do another 3 hours, Carl. Can't do it. Okay, so we sent pierogies to Nebraska.
Yes.
How much did that cost to send a box of freaking pierogies to Nebraska?
There was 24 pierogies in there.
There was more than that.
Maybe I think maybe it was like maybe 48 pierogies, homemade pierogies. because it was my first time. It was first time my daughter she was just getting set up in Nebraska, and so she really wanted them, and she knows how to make them, but she wasn't sure where to get the ingredients because she was new to Nebraska. And so she ended up.
No, we got to clarify that, because there is a certain kind of cheese
that we put
that
in
is very, very hard to find that you have to get for real pierogies.
for our traditional pierogies,
and they're the best.
And so
say no Mama T's or Mrs. T's.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. And this actually, the recipe we have came from Poland, from my great grandmother. And that's probably, I mean, my grandmother gave it to us, but my great grandmother, and I think
it's not written down.
It's not written down. Nope, can't be written down.
Good thing you told Aaron how to do it.
Right. Well, this is funny because the kids, some of them learned each of the kids only learned how to do one part of it. Like my sister and I, my sister knows how to do the dough. I know how to do the filling. Each kid got to learn one part. Well, Erin is the youngest, and so ironically weird, she got to learn both parts. Mm-hmm. So she knows how to make the filling and she knows how to make the dough. So,
but that's her favorite food.
She's a vegetarian, so that is one of her favorite foods. So she didn't know how to get the ingredients. She knew how she could make one of the ingredients, but it wasn't going to be, it's really hard to make it.
With cottage cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, you can
try to make
the shit out of cottage cheese.
But the quantity that you have to make to drain, like one of the, like the big, like the, what, 1 pound tub.
Yeah.
If you do that, you only get like a ball of dry cheese like that big. So it takes you forever.
Three pierogies worth.
Yeah, not even that probably. And so it was crazy. So she wanted to make them. But she knew she couldn't find the recipes, but she wanted them for her first Christmas away from home. So we ended up sending them to her. We had to overnight them, and they were refrigerated. So we had to buy these special ice packs.
Yep.
To put in them, which we had to buy a case of them, so we have plenty of ice packs. And I will tell you, these ice packs last 72 hours in a cooler.
How much were those? Do you remember?
Those were like $18. So
okay, so that's but $18. Still, so we're at 18.
Then we had to buy the box to put them in. That was $24, and then
so we're 44.
And then to ship them, it was $200 and some.
Yeah, it was over $200 to ship food to someone. Absolutely. And never again.
Because where it was going, we could only ship it certain ways, so we couldn't even look at options of being cheaper or anything. We had to send it that one way because unfortunately it was to a military base.
Dawson is back for a few minutes. He's probably sitting in the theater pissing everybody off with his phone on. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Joe has always been very, very kind to me, even from the beginning. So I interviewed Joe a long time ago. I saw their documentary. And I was like, I actually think I approached Matt first, but I didn't know either one of them or anything like that. So it wasn't like, well, I picked Matt over Joe. But Joe ended up coming on because Matt was going into the Marines then, right?
Yeah, he
was at boot camp or something.
Yeah, he was actually getting ready to ship out, so he was kind of tucked away in a corner when he did the interview with us.
Joe has been absolutely cool to me ever since then. So nothing but respect for Joe fucking Vitale. Everybody knows who he is. All you guys do. If not, where you been? Just kidding. Go check him out if you don't know. Joe, I was talking to Dawson the other night. We were talking about you a little bit. Because him and I are going to hook up and investigate here very, very soon. And I was like, do you want me to bring the DVRs and all that stuff? Because I like having multiple cameras. And I think he wasn't mad. I joke around with Josh from Paranormal Seekers and say, dude was probably pissed off at me because I took so long to set up. He comes in with a backpack, and we came in with a freaking car full of shit for one night. And and he's like, Dawson was like, oh yeah, I've investigated with Joe. Joe's the same way. He brings all this shit and has to set it up. And so I think Joe and I probably do a lot of similar things. But I like having options. I like having the camera views. If you
Needless
if
to
you-
say, we had to go out that morning and get a new DVR system
Yeah.
because ours took a poop
Yep.
the night before.
I'm glad I tested our old one before we took it. Because but then we couldn't use the new one because you had to have a Wi-Fi signal to
To set up
get
the
it to
original,
to make a change in the settings. You had to have a Wi-Fi connection.
And we didn't
which
have a Wi-Fi
there was
out
no
there because
internet.
there was hardly a
There
reception.
there was no hot spotting it. It was bad. So we really didn't even get to use it. Okay, so now we're back to Laura's ghost. We started talking about 10 minutes ago. So hey, something woke her up, squeezing her hand. Did it scare her? DDT is a big fan of pierogies. Yes, these are next level. Like, I'm not even kidding. Bill says he agrees with the pierogies, I'm assuming. Uh-oh. See, this is one of those things I forgot what I said, and I'm behind, so I don't remember. Sorry. Sorry, Steph. Oh, she's got the secret ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's the farmer's cheese. And it's very, very hard to find around here, at least. What the heck is a pierogi? I'll let you describe it.
Okay, so as some people would call it, they call them a dumpling, but it is not a dumpling.
No.
It's totally different than a dumpling. But basically, it's like a dough, and you put like some people put different fillings in them. We do a cheese based one and then a potato based one, but you can get them with like sauerkraut. You can, everybody does them differently. Like some people put sauerkraut and kielbasa in them. Some people will just do like mushrooms and sauerkraut. Just depends on what, I guess, where, like ours, like I said, ours are a traditional Polish pierogi. And so then what you do is you make the little balls, you put it in, make a little kind of like a half moon, and then we actually, some people, this is where it differs too, where you get them, but like we will boil ours until they, like we put them in boiling water, and then once they float, we drain them, put them in an ice cold bath, and then as soon as they sink, then they're good to go to wrap them up. And then when we're ready to cook them, you fry them in butter, and some people put onions, like fry up some onions with them. And mushrooms, depending on where you're at. We usually don't do any of that. And then some people put sour cream on them too. It's traditional Polish ones, but everybody makes them a little bit different. But ours, like I said, our recipe comes back from Poland from my ancestors. So it's always been, when, like I said, it's always a joke because when we were growing up, even like my grandmother and her sister, they only knew like one part of the recipe. They didn't know both parts of the recipe. So it's always been that way. And then until my youngest daughter is the only one that knows how to do all of them, which is kind of funny, but they're really good. And we actually, Jeff gets mad because we don't make them more than once a year, but usually it's part of our Christmas dinner. Because we'll have ham, kielbasa, and pierogies for our Christmas dinner, and then he gets mad because he wants us to make them more. But it does take a lot of work to make them, and we used to make probably about 500 of each when my sister and I were a little bit younger. We would make 500 of each. Now we're down to only, and we would give them to people. A lot of people. We've kind of cut back on that because it's just a lot of work, and it would take you like 2 days to make like one batch of like cheese, and then it would take you another 2 days to make the batch of potatoes. So we just don't do as many as we used to do. Now we just do it so that we can so we can actually just get what we need for Christmas, and we might have a few extras, but not too much.
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah, like I said, that you're mad because we don't make them all the time.
They don't eat kielbasa very much either, which
that drives them nuts too, because we don't eat kielbasa.
So good.
It's just things that it's.
Give it up. What's the cheese? No, the cheese is farmer's cheese.
Yeah,
how much
farmer's
did you
cheese,
skip?
Not that much.
Okay.
Farmer's cheese and
Dawson can't cook. That doesn't surprise me. Sorry, Dawson.
Farmer's cheese is the hard cheese to get, and there's different kinds of farmer's cheese, so you have to get a specific kind of farmer's cheese, and that's part of the reason too. if we would have to go up to
Mm.
Hamtramck in
No, that's a hard pass. No.
no. We would have to go up to Hamtramck up past Detroit if we want to get this cheese out of the season of Christmas time. Otherwise, we can get it at a local Polish deli here in town. But otherwise, we have to go up to Hamtramck. So any time of the year, we would have to go up there rather than getting it here.
Now, see this, like, that's something too that we chatted about, was just
Yes.
like sometime experimenting with pierogies.
Yeah, and
I think a brisket or a pulled pork pierogi would
well,
be
because
good.
we've talked about it, because we know we want to try like a sauerkraut and mushroom one. And this wouldn't be like just straight off.
Sauerkraut mushroom?
Yeah, it's a Polish one.
Okay.
But
we were talking buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, buffalo chicken dip in
Yeah.
there. And then we also said we could do like a kielbasa, like a coin of kielbasa in there with sweet and sour cabbage.
It always goes back to
see,
food.
I make sweet and sour cabbage too.
Yes, which is fantastic.
Which we actually, this was funny because at our wedding we had traditional Polish dinner. Yeah. So people are like, oh my gosh, and we actually had the
and I was the one that wanted it more.
Yeah, more than I did, which was like,
but
okay.
I grew up in a Polish neighborhood.
Well, so did I, but
right.
We actually grew up in the same Polish neighborhood. And that was like, there was like 2 caterers there and they were both Polish caterers. So, but everybody, anytime you went to a wedding, one of these 2 caterers were there. And it always was this baked chicken, kielbasa, sweet and sour cabbage, corn or green beans. And sometimes you'd have
mashed
salad,
potatoes.
Sometimes not, mashed potatoes. And then you had rolls and butter. And that was like every wedding you went to. But
like the little Hawaiian
and I think too that I actually, because I worked for one of the caterers, because my grandmother worked for them. So I think
Rojacks, right?
Yeah. And so I think I got tired of it because we had it like every weekend we would eat that because that's where we would be working. But so when we got married, I was like, oh, hey, okay, if you want to have that. And so we asked the caterer if they could use my grandmother's recipe for sweet and sour cabbage, which they did. And it was like the best. It was, I mean, it tasted like the traditional Polish dinners, because even the kielbasa where we get our kielbasa, they got the kielbasa from there. And so it was perfect. Are you far behind again?
Yeah, but I saw that lady comment again with the same comment. If the mods see that again, just dump her. We don't need to have that going on. I don't know if people saw that in the comments or not, but I just timed her out. Like I said, I can put up with a lot of shit, but when you're gonna make comments like that, like there's no use for it. Yeah, Dawson, it was more than $200.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It was like almost $250.
Yeah, about $250 to send 48 pierogies.
Because I remember, because my brother-in-law was the one that had to. He was the one that was going to take them because he worked the closest to the FedEx place we had to take it to.
Steph must be Polish,
and so
she knows all the tricks.
Yep, just Jaja. Yep, that's. Yeah, yeah. We actually still roll each one individually. So each one. That's why it
this
takes,
year.
Yeah, that's why it takes longer because we roll each.
I'm a better pincher.
We don't actually make like a big blanket of like roll out like you're doing a pie crust or anything. We actually take a little ball and each pierogi circle is rolled out individually, and then we put the stuffing in it and then close them up, and we pinch them individually, everything. So
Dawson, you guys got me banned from that place. I got blocked by them, and I think just because they were watching one of Joe's lives and I made some comments and I got blocked. And I don't even think it was horrible what I said. I mean, it might have been. Yeah, I know it does, Dawson. I mean, I'm old. I do know some stuff. I learned. Okay, I think a lot of us are older people in here, so nobody is probably going to even know what I'm talking about. But I heard somebody talking today. There's a Kamala Harris is being called a brat by younger people. And that has a weird ass meaning.
We're gonna look it up.
Yes, it's
Where's my Urban Dictionary?
something that is kind of respected by the younger generation. Because I was listening to Clay.
Oh,
What? Why are we on there? That's not what they described.
really?
No. All right, DDT. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're probably going to get off here in a couple minutes because the numbers are dropping. And it's been 2 hours. Let me try and get to the bottom at least. Apparently Tasha is having
Maybe that's it.
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope. I wish I remembered.
Interesting.
Scrolling. I'll do my best, Seg. Sorry, guys. I'm light years behind in the chat. I realize it. I apologize. But you know me. I don't know if that was good or not. I don't know what a dump wing is, let alone a pierogi. I don't know what a dump wing is either. I didn't see that, but yeah, no, I really think if I were to get to experiment with one pierogi this year, it would be with that buffalo chicken dip pierogi. That would kick ass.
Because of course my nephew, like, I had to give my nephew my buffalo chicken dip because he devours.
Oh, I think he meant dumpling.
Yeah.
Not dumpling. Yeah. Yep. Dawson corrected it. Rib meat and cabbage. Ooh.
Yeah, that would be
Ooh.
good. Now we've had, like, I've tasted pierogies with different fillings, but like I said, we just kind of maintain the two for ours.
We should do a Christmas live, will it pierogi or not? And do like just add different things and see if they would make a good pierogi. Maybe not live, but we talked
something.
We talked about it.
We did add something one time, and then we tasted it. It was like, oh, that was pretty good. But it was just like a random. We had a little bit of dough left, and it was just stuff we had around the house or something. And we
I
put
don't
it in
remember
there.
what it was.
I don't remember what it was, but it tasted pretty good.
Odd Pulp, thank you for joining us. Appreciate having you here. Yeah, see, Bill, all these lives always end up talking about food, and the last thing I need to be eating is pierogies right now. It's all carbs.
Yeah, it's all carbs. And then Ross said like sauerkraut and bacon. Yeah, that's a popular one too.
Yep.
I
love sauerkraut.
Yeah. I think the one I've had was like sweet and sour cabbage with the bacon, and then it's sauerkraut with mushrooms that we normally see.
We're making pierogies this weekend. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get to the bottom before we leave. Blueberry pierogies?
Yeah, and that's funny too, because we've talked about making dessert pierogies.
That sounds fantastic.
Well, right now we have blueberry. We have a lot of blueberries. We like 2 weekends ago, I went to the farmer's market and got 10 pounds of blueberries.
Maybe when we fry it up, put a little brown sugar in with that butter.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and this is funny because the blueberries majority are those, like over half of those blueberries got frozen for the dogs because Boo, and this is funny.
Yeah, she has to eat them
Boo,
frozen.
She won't eat them. She won't eat them like fresh. She's wants them frozen. But Bubba, he'll eat them whatever way. But so Boo, that's why we call her Booberries, because she likes blueberries. So we call her Blueberry.
Is this how we do them?
I don't.
Because we boil them.
No, we'd actually, that's we do the cold bath. And said this is funny too, because some people will do them where they just do the dough and they don't boil them to seal them, but they boil them right before they cook them. So they'll boil them and then they'll fry them right away. Where we don't do those, we actually do where we do the cold, we do the hot bath,
Yes,
and then we dip them in the cold, and then we let them dry for a little bit, and then we wrap them.
Yep. And then get them out and fry them in butter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. She used to own a restaurant, selling by the dozen.
Yeah, we've had multiple people ask us
Yeah.
if we would sell them, and it's just like at one point my sister and I did consider doing that, but it's like by the time that we would have to put into it, it's just like, do we really want to spend all our weekends making?
They are a pain in the ass to make.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
But
They're good.
But it's one of those things too, though, where they're a pain in the ass to make, but it's a family time because you're all sitting there, all just sitting there bullshitting, making pierogies.
All of us are pretty much together making them. So whatever kids are available, come and help. And so.
Oh, wow. Steph, I don't know where you live or anything like that, but we have Stanley's kielbasa, which is kind of famous. It is
famous.
So freaking good. I would love to try.
Yeah, any kielbasa he would eat.
I would. Yep. But now I'm becoming a kielbasa connoisseur. Like I know what the differences are, and there's places that I don't
in
like.
Toledo that sell kielbasa, and one of Stanley's is superb, above the best. And then we have another place that's a Polish restaurant or deli. I don't like. And then we have a meat market that sells it, and theirs is okay, but
it's good in a pinch.
yeah. If you can't get
when you can't get to Stanley's, we'll go to this other place sometimes. But for Christmas and Easter, it's always Stanley's.
And this is something, when we go to Stanley's, like we usually go about 4 days before Christmas Eve, because if you go like the day before Christmas Eve, you are standing in line for probably a good 2-3 hours to get kielbasa.
They have to sell thousands of pounds.
I mean, it's crazy. Christmas and
they
Easter kielbasa
so
tastes better than like if you get it like this time of year.
It
tastes better because of how they season it. It's got a little bit more season to it, but it doesn't matter. Stanley's kielbasa is the best year round.
Carl, I have not tried human meat, and I don't plan on it. Do a rib meat and cabbage one. I like the sounds of that. I like the sounds of it. Yep, Julie, it always goes to food.
Kapusta, yes, I actually make that.
What is that?
Sweet and sour. Yeah, I make that every year. I make that for sometimes I make it at Easter time, but usually always at Christmas. The sweet and sour cabbage.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it was called that. That is fantastic too. You guys like my singing in between here? I live a shot away from a sizable Polish community. Their bread and pastries puts UK stuff to shame.
Yeah, we have. I don't think we've ever taken you to Hamtramck. We'll have to take it. It's like I said, it's not that far, but they have. It's called the International Bakery, and they still make the punchkis that are like this. They're like each punchki is like £1 each. But they have krushiki, they have, you name it. Their bread, their rye bread is just like, but we'll have to, they even have a couple restaurants there where we get our dill pickle soup from when we go up there. And
we need a recipe for Polish wedding chicken.
I know.
That's really good.
I think I have that one.
Okay,
the Rojex version of
we might have to make that. Stuff is good. Thank you, Candy. I appreciate it. One more time and just ban her, because if it's the same one, there's no need for that. Wayne can cook a mean salad. Wayne, by the time I do a salad, there is zero health benefit. I mean, I put a couple pieces of lettuce in there just to call it a salad, but then, and this is probably why I have the problems why I have.
This is going to be changing so quick because
it's ham, eggs, cheese, bacon.
If you guys could see our plates when we eat, if I could go to every restaurant and eat off the kids' meal, I would, because my meals are so small compared to what his meals are. Like, one of my meals is probably like I throw out probably about 3 of my meals is one of your meals.
Yeah, but I'm in a bad habit too, where I eat once or twice a day.
Yeah. Well, I
And
only
that's
eat
I
twice
need to
a day
eat.
now.
I need to eat smaller, but more times.
I unfortunately only eat twice a day.
My
now.
little meter told me that I should have a snack yesterday morning. It's like, it's really high. You should eat a snack. Damn.
Okay, see what she put?
Who?
That's how she spells Busha. Our Busha, we spell different.
Yes, we do.
Yep, we spell Busha differently.
Is that like a
prunes,
traditional?
yes.
Like
Prunes. We used to always have prunes at Easter.
I know that the punchkis are the
Punchkis are
ones
prune.
are
I
the
will. I do
traditional
like
ones.
punchki. We've never made the prune pierogies because that wasn't a common in our like the area that we're from.
I don't know if I'd like that.
But we would have at like Christmas and Easter, we would have prunes to eat at the table, which I don't mind that so bad.
Mike, my problem is like that's my favorite stuff to eat. Like I'm a noodle guy, like casserole guy. Man, noodles, cheese,
potatoes.
Yep, I'm a carb fan.
Pasta is his big
and I know I need to stop that.
But he just got a cookbook, a diabetic cookbook. Because I'm diabetic, but I eat so different than he does. So now he's got a cookbook because it will show him how he can use different things to substitute those needs of that, like spaghetti and using different things. So we'll see how it goes.
Thank you, Julie. Here in the UK, we are experts at bland. Hot dogs, no mayo. Hey, Angelina, how you doing? Thanks for joining. We're actually getting ready to get off here pretty soon, but thanks for stopping.
That's interesting.
What
are there any haunted theme restaurants? There's one. Yeah. We actually just got one in Ohio. Mm-hmm. It's was it in Cleveland? I told you, or it's around Cleveland. I thought.
I don't remember. I know there's a Edgar Allan Poe pop up.
Yeah, bar, which unfortunately for us, it was over 4th of July weekend. So we couldn't do it because of our dog, because he's terrified of fireworks and that. So there was no way we could leave him. But that one, we're hoping that one comes back through. But we did have, there was just something that we found out. There's a haunted restaurant or haunted theme restaurant in Cleveland that looks pretty interesting.
Oh, see, Angelina's must be part Polish. Yes, kielbasa is. I don't know why we don't eat it more. It's
but see, I
dumb.
think because, like I said,
it's so easy to
we
make.
grew up working for a Polish caterer, so we got that stuff all the time.
But that's not fair to me.
No, but so we got it all the time. So then, I guess because it's a specialty too that we would get it at Christmas and Easter. So.
Yeah, which
I still go get you sometimes, and we get random, but it's just not.
I don't want to have it so often that I don't like really look forward to it, but we should have it more.
But I think that's
people should eat more turkey too. Yeah. Why is turkey only on Thanksgiving?
But see, that's the thing though, with us working at the caterer, but then every wedding you went to, it was kielbasa, sweet and sour cabbage, the chicken, and the mashed potato. It was always the same thing. So I think maybe that's why we just. As we got older, you just don't want it all the time.
Okay, so what were you talking about that this would have made sense with? Traditional one is delicious. There's a garlic one that's fantastic.
I don't know.
See, this is my brain fog kicking in. Makes things difficult. Excuse me. Angelina.
No, that's too many carbs for him.
No.
No more.
Like part of me wants to shame you for that, but the other part of me is like, I think I need to try that.
No, that's too many carbs right there.
But even my grandma got a cheat day. Once a week, she would cheat every Sunday.
Okay, you know what your cheat day is? Probably every lunch day.
No, I'm good. I'm really good. Like I can't not do it. I don't have that option.
But you change when you start. Okay, this will help me though. When you change your eating habits, that'll help me a little bit because we do eat a lot. We probably have a lot more carbs than I should even have, but I do tend not to eat as many of the carbs. Although, like, I just found out that zucchini chips are like the most amazing thing to make. I cut up a whole zucchini into these chips and baked them and made them into these chips, and they were really good.
Jerry took a nap. We were that exciting he fell asleep. Yeah, Jerry, we're gonna get off here real soon. I'm trying to get to the bottom, and then we're gonna get off. Wayne says all UK food is bland and boring.
Huh?
Flavor your own cabbage. Don't use sauerkraut. Shred and cook and flavor your own cabbage. We do. You can't do sauerkraut. We do the cabbage stuff. Is she
Sweet
still
and
talking
sour
about
cabbage.
yeah.
It's sweet and sour cabbage. No, we make it from.
Yeah,
we don't
real
use
cabbage.
sauerkraut. No, I make it from cabbage. And actually,
So
sweet and
good.
sour cabbage time is coming up in the fall because we get these heads of cabbage that are probably like this big,
Yeah.
and so we make guamki, and we do.
Good night, Angelina.
Which is pigs in the blanket, and then we make I make
sorry to hear
cabbage
about
soup, and I make the sweet and sour cabbage.
Sorry to hear about your aunt. I don't know if you posted anything or not, but we'll say some prayers for your aunt. I don't know what's going on. You don't have to say, obviously, keep your private stuff private, but we will for sure do that. Hope everything's okay and works out. What's this?
Sweet and sour cabbage.
Okay. Yep.
Oh my God. You're cracking me up. We talk about this and he's always like, what is that? What is that?
Well, somebody, Steph put in, what was it? Jaja?
Yeah. Jaja.
I always thought it was Jaja.
Nope.
And it was like, I was like, what the hell word is that?
Jaja. And like Busha spells it differently too.
Yeah.
Our Busha is spelled differently.
We don't like rub around here.
Ironically, it is funny because I am a Busha to a four-legged dog. She knows me as Busha.
Well, you're a Busha to Kai.
Well, Kai doesn't call me Busha.
No.
Though. He calls me Grandma.
Yep.
So
Kai's not Polish though. That's
nope.
That's my grandson. All right, Laura. Good night. It seems like a lot of people are leaving, so let's just get down to the bottom of the chat. Okay, there is a haunted restaurant in Knoxville, Tennessee. I know there's some bars that are haunted
yeah,
themed.
but this is like, this one is a haunted themed. Like the drinks and everything, and the sandwiches are all named after.
Yeah, it was on Bar Rescue, wasn't it?
No, this was a different one. Because I just sent you the thing. I'm like, because it's in Cleveland, so that's not that far from us. Right when you have.
Yeah. That she was saying that, I think, when I was talking about why don't we have kielbasa more. You're right. You got to kind of save it for special occasions.
Like even in the fall, like that's when we make the guamki. Always in the fall. We make
we haven't done that in a long time.
We didn't do it. I don't think we did it last year because
and that's not carbs.
No, but because I hurt my my arm, so we didn't do it last year.
It's diabetic approved.
Usually that's something we make, like 2 roasterfuls of cabbage rolls.
Yeah, we got to do that again. We haven't done that in a couple of years.
We didn't. Well, we did the year before, but we didn't do it last year.
We're definitely doing it.
We
are to the bottom. Yes, Cassie, we do. We need to all get together and just get fucking fat for like 2 or 3 days.
All the crazy food stuff.
All we need is a smoker, a grill, and some Polish recipes. And oh yeah, we definitely got to meet up. I can't wait to meet you guys. So we are going to head out, people. We thank every one of you for watching. It was a good show. We had good numbers, which is awesome. Even if there were 5 of you in here, we'd still do this because we'd like to talk to you guys. And I know I was behind, but we got to talk to you guys. Joe says I'm already fat, so am I. Hey, Joe, me and Crow talked about you and how you need to go see a doctor. Apparently, we didn't
need
talk
to get into
about
your
you, but
club.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. I want to get a video out. I don't want to lie and say by Sunday, but hopefully soon. Like I like I said in the beginning, why it hasn't come out yet. So, thank you all for watching.
All right. Bye.
Peace.